restore me, take away my impurity. Listen, now if it wasn't for your grace and mercy, I don't know where I would be. 'Cause you brought me out without a doubt, without a doubt. You're more than a friend, You're a confidant. Thank you, Lord, for cleansing me. I will always serve thee. Clean this house, from the inside out. Restore me, take away my impurity. Lord, I need you to clean this house from the inside out. Restore me, take away my impurity. Break it down. Now everybody need a little cleaning sometimes, and I can introduce you to the best cleaner alive. Every now and then we all go through a little strife. But if you let him, he will change your life. Now I can hear you saying that life's been rough. Oh yeah, you've been going through a whole lot of stuff. God specializes in the impossible. Just trust and believe. His grace is more than enough. Ooh, clean this house from the inside. Oh, I need you to. I'm begging you to make me new, make me over. Do it for me. Take out all my iniquities. And do it for me. Ooh, me impurities.
Day by day, no more reaction. You are my center attraction. Every beat, my heartbeat is your song.
Hurt and harm, you're my protection. The path I take is your direction. 'Cause I know with you I can go wrong. Ever since that day I asked you into my heart, my world has changed, so promise me you'll never part. 'Cause I'm lost without you.
Easy to see.
I'm lost without you.
And there's no letting go.
So let me be the first to say
I'm lost without you.
So don't ever go.
Go away. Say don't ever go away.
Pick me up those times I'm down. You make me laugh when there's no clown. No one else can love me like you do.
Heaven knows that I proclaim the love I feel when I hear your name. There's no substitution quite there.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine.
Well. Hello, hello. I know y'all don't recognize my voice because all of this pollen and stuff that's in the air. Oh, but hey, I'm here. I'm here. This is your voice, Elaine Lucas, welcoming you to another edition of Ask Elaine. This is a place where you get your community information, you get your marching orders, you get your charge to keep. Isn't that what y'all deacons say, Herbert? Your
Charge to keep
charge
our
and
hair.
all of that. But it's mainly the place where we get together every week, and we hope that we share information with you that's going to be helpful in keeping you going, keeping your family moving, and you to assist you in helping others in the community. As I said before, this is your voice, Elaine Lucas, welcoming you. If you've tuned in on AM, FM, or if you're here looking at us on the Glory Live, we're just so happy to have you here. We have a wonderful show here today with my co-host, Herbert Denard. Can't seem to get rid of him, y'all. He just keeps coming back. He just keeps coming back. And I
Gloating for
do,
punishment.
yeah, he is a glutton for punishment. I do appreciate you, though, Herbert, very, very much. I can joke with someone that you've been friends with, what is it, 40 years?
Might be
That's
50.
enough. That's enough. I knew you were going to add to it. I know. I knew you were going to add to it. But anyway, we understand each other, and he has a heart for the community. So I'm just so happy that he has agreed to come on as the co-host and to fill in those times when I might have doctor's appointments or whatever. We want to welcome Jeanette Goff. Good afternoon to you. We want to welcome Randy Crawford, who is always there. And as folks join us, we're going to call your name because we're just so happy that you've taken time to visit with us from 3 until 4 today. We've got a lot of good stuff for you, but I want to give you an update on my health. Had my last uh, series of 3 shots last Tuesday, and have not had to have any others. I did go Monday for blood work, and the report looks really, really good. There are only a couple of things there that tell me on that. Y'all, I've gotten so until I get a report of my labs, and I've gotten so good I can kind of read and kind of tell how I'm doing. And white blood count is better. Red blood count is still, in the low normal range, but I'm hanging in there. And there are 1 or 2 other little things that are going on with me that I know are related to not drinking enough water.
Okay.
So I am going to get busy, and I'm going to stock up on my cucumber slices. Love them, old time. I know how to put salt and pepper on them and that vinegar. Oh, look, and that's a good snack for me. And so everything else is going really well. Y'all please continue to pray for me. Those who are sending cards, continue doing that because that keeps me where I can continue going. And I am just so pleased, so blessed. Thank you so very much. So I have to give you that update to let you know that there's
blessings all over the place here. We got two very special guests who are going to be on the show. On the first half of the show, we have none other than one of the candidates who will be in the runoff on April 14th. But early voting, we'll talk all about all of those details in just a minute. But this is one of the candidates who's in the runoff for County Commission District 5, Andrea Cook. She was the top vote getter in that race. She only lacked, well, how short were you of winning it outright?
6/10 of a point.
Y'all, and you say that your vote doesn't count. If how many more people had voted for you?
Between 6 and 8 more people.
Now, you think your vote doesn't count? It certainly does. Don't you agree, Herbert?
Absolutely.
Every vote counts. But we're in a runoff.
Yes,
We have the first of the two runoff candidates with us today. And next week, we will have Mr. Ed Foster, who had a work change. And so he will be here in a 30-minute segment next Wednesday. But today we have Miss Andrea Cook. And first of all, we want to thank you for coming to Ask Elaine. We're glad to have you.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've been with us before talking about some of the community activities and organizations that you're a part of. But would you just reintroduce yourself to the audience? And before you do that, we want to welcome Brenda Williams, Kimberly Gray Harmon, who is the president of the local chapter, the newly formed chapter of the National Congress of Council of Negro Women.
Okay.
That's being formed. There are like 40 or 50 people who've already joined, but Kimberly Gray Harmon is a community activist, but she's the new president of that. I thought I'd just get that on in, Kimberly, while we're here. Good afternoon to you. Jeanette Goff is with us and Randy Crawford. Y'all hit like and share to remind people that their information is here for them. We're here and we'll be here for the next hour sharing information that we hope will be helpful to you. Welcome to Ask Elaine. And as I said before, if you'll go ahead and tell us about yourself, and then we'll have a question from Herbert, and then you'll get a chance to talk about what you would like to do for Commission District 5 if elected.
Okay. So again, thank y'all for inviting me to come on. I am Andrea Cook. I am a mother of 8. That is my most important job. And I hope to be the District 5 County Commissioner. I am a marriage and family therapist, so I believe firmly in people taking care of their mental health, but also assisting in creating opportunities for people to access care without barriers. I have been a lifelong resident of Macon Bibb, and pretty much that time has been spent in District 5. And so I firmly believe in being a consensus builder. I think that the way that we get things done in our community is by listening, but also collaborating. A rising tide lifts all boats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just excited. I mean, I'm ready for all the questions, and I hope that that I have a complete answer for all of them. And if I don't, I'll research it and get it back to you.
Absolutely. Herbert?
Why are you running for office?
Part of the reason why I'm running for office is because I have been heavily involved in the community, even before I had a say in it. My mom has been an advocate, a protester, a freedom fighter for a long time. And so it's hard not to get into this work when you've experienced seeing it firsthand. I have been what I like to call myself as politically adjacent for a long time, being a longtime member of Georgia Women and Those Who Stand With Us. And so seeing so much of the advocacy up front, and then having so many women invest time, energy, and effort into teaching me about the process. And then that led into being able to do direct work with people, like the work we do with making periods easier. And I have to shout out Commissioner Lucas, because when I asked for you to help with co-sponsoring that legislation, where Macon is the only municipality that has passed an ordinance where in every county building you can get period supplies at no cost. Um, and that was groundbreaking, and nobody has done it since. And so um, I I love being in a place where you can talk to people, you can access the people who have the ability to be able to do some good work. And Macon has always been one of those places where people work together, and I want to be a part of that.
Let me ask you another one. We had consolidation with a city and a county government, city and county police, and then we consolidated them. Now, I understand the mayor is starting his own code enforcement, kind of turning it into a mini police department. Was you in favor of that, or are you against that? I know you heard of it, right?
I've heard some. I'm not well versed.
Okay. I like the honesty.
I mean, it's I don't know how else to be but truthful. But I do know some about code enforcement. And I don't know a whole lot about what's happening or the future of that. But I will find out and I'll update you for sure.
Okay.
Okay, we want to welcome George Thomas for Georgia House District 142. Good afternoon to you. Carlton Kitchens has joined us, and he has a question. How would you truly represent District 5 without being persuaded by the mayor?
Okay. So one, I'm anybody who's had any real opportunity to interact with me knows that uh, I can speak for myself. I always have and I always will. Um, I do believe in consensus building, though. And so, in order to get the things done for um, my district, there has to be a healthy relationship between um, a commissioner and the mayor. That's not uh, puppetry, that's not cowtelling, that is actually doing real work for the benefit of the people who are asking to be represented and advocated for.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see if we have any other questions from anyone. I don't want to miss anybody. Brenda Williams. I'm assuming this is Brenda Sutton Williams of All of a Sudden,
Mhm.
that program that's on is it Monday evening, right here on WDDO. We want to express appreciation to all of you who've tuned in, those who are on AM, FM, and those who are right here on this medium. And Herbert, the next question.
What I'm wondering is, tell us about you. What church you go to?
Oh, I go to Bid Mount Zion.
Oh, that's a nice church.
It's a nice church,
It's
and
not. You been there a long time?
a little over 2 years. But I was baptized in Jacob Parker's church, Ebenezer Baptist Church. Yes, long time ago.
Mm,
Okay.
we love Reverend Parker.
Mhm.
Okay, why should people vote for you?
Because I've been in the community doing work for a long time. I have a not I have a proven track record. I have um, been a near constant in sitting in county commission meetings, not because at that time I wasn't even interested in running for office. It was learning the process so that I could better advocate for people. But what that led to is understanding so much about the process, and um, was able to get legislation passed as just a regular citizen. I am very concerned about the future for many reasons. but I, like I said, I have 8 children. My oldest is 23. She has a genetic disorder. So she has pretty severe seizures on a regular basis. Um, I I'm a new grandmother. I think that it's important to balance being able to take care of so many little people, but also to be
Yeah.
able to take care of my neighbors, because it's not just about my own kids, they're all my kids, and I think that that's the way that we have to look at it in
Hmm.
order to build a better community.
Right. Brenda Sutton Williams says that is she who's on here. Wade Horton has joined us. Hello to you. This is Mr. Macon Transit Authority. You want to know about Transit Authority? Ask Wade. Wade is a retired sheriff's deputy who is blind.
Hmm.
And you've seen him at
Yes,
the
ma'am.
meetings. He gets around, and I just wonder. I always ask other people, "What's your excuse for not getting?" You don't have a problem with your vision. You don't have any handicap that I know of. So, what's your excuse? And what's your excuse for not voting? Um, Carlton has another question. What are your three most important concerns for the constituents of District 5?
um
It's a good question.
it is a good question. I want to also say to Mr. Horton that um I've definitely seen him in many
You can't
commission
miss
meetings.
way.
And I the last time I saw him, he had on, I don't know what kind of cologne it was, but it was amazing. And I told him that. So,
Oh, goodness,
um,
share that way.
um,
uh,
three most important concerns. One, the when we think about the social determinants of health and mental health, access to care is a huge issue for me. The housing and affordable housing, and educating people about housing, and public safety. That's important to me. Public safety is not just limited um, to law enforcement. That is neighborhood watches and phone trees and connection activities so that neighbors know their neighbors. There's more to public safety than just law enforcement, and I think that we need to activate some of those things that used to really make our neighborhoods villages.
mhm, mhm. Okay, was that three? Those were, I think, probably more than than three areas. Jacqueline Cummings has poses this question: with the surge in crime in the Unionville area, what would be your plan of action to make the community feel safe?
I think revisiting that idea of connecting people. I think that I was one of the people who experienced in when we had that surge of violence of about a month and a half ago.
Mhm,
Um, could literally hear the gunshots from my home on Holt Avenue, and wondering, one, hoping that no one was hurt,
mhm,
and then once we realized that someone had been hurt, what could we do, and or what could I do, because that's sometimes what people don't consider, is like, what are the little things that each of us can do. And I believe in creating more opportunities for connection. How we if we know our neighbors, we're less likely to harm our
mhm,
neighbors. So that would be something that I would love to do, is create more opportunities for people to be connected with each other, and then direct lines of communication with law enforcement. And you get that from having neighborhood associations, and and the neighborhood watches. So I'm not sure if they've all been instituted in the Unionville area. I know that in my neighborhood in Napier Heights, we have a neighborhood association, but it doesn't meet. And
mhm,
so we're in the process now of working to reactivate that neighborhood association so that the people who live closest to me
mhm.
know how to get resources. And Jerry Battle has been doing a good job of
Ah,
connecting
that's
people.
good. That's good. We have a caller. Caller, welcome to Ask Elaine.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. This is Brenda Williams, and thank you so much for the shout out, Elaine. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you have
I
a
called.
question?
I was listening to your show, and you always do an awesome show. A lot of times I don't tune in to let you know, but this is really special. I wanted to see if Miss Cook would talk a little bit um, about the mental health piece of and how that would impact and possibly reduce crime.
Okay. So yes, there's a
The
direct
mental health piece.
there's a direct connection between violence and access to mental health. That was one of the reasons why I was on the mayor's transition team. At that time, I didn't know him at all. Somebody had given him my information and said that I would be a voice for people, and that I would likely challenge a lot of things, and I do challenge a lot. So I was assigned the public safety to on the public safety team, and I heard a whole lot about vicarious trauma and how even in response times, there's a trauma factor with not just law enforcement but also the fire department also. And so at the end of that strategic planning session, I outright asked the mayor, can we create a program that provides no cost mental health services to every Macon-Bibb County resident who wanted to access care? And I think I got no maybe 2 or 3 times in those asks. And then eventually there was a phone call, and I was asked to come in and to talk about it. And I remember in the very early stages of Making Mental Health Matters, before it became that we produced our resumes and our LinkedIn's, and because the people who were coming together to create this, we all were involved in the community already, but this was such a large initiative that it was important that we showed that we had been doing the work, and that we were capable of continuing the work. And so we have served over 13,000 people. We've been funded for 3 years, but we have provided services for 5 years. And it's very important to me that people access care, because I know what it's like to need mental health services and not be able to easily access it. And so sometimes when you really love something, you do it for free. And I've done that a good deal of my adult life. And so I will continue to fight to make sure that people, not just in District 5, but countywide, get to access mental health services in Macon.
Okay, we've got quite an active chat here. Brenda, did you have anything else you needed to ask? I don't want to move on. But anyway, I think she's gone. But thank you so very much. It's always good to have folks in the chat.
Let me ask a question.
Okay, and then we've got 3 or 4 others who are in the chat.
I'll be short. Should the mayor be allowed to run a third term, in your opinion?
Oh, I don't know.
That's kind of on the table. It's being debated back and forth all over the community.
I was under the impression that was not something that passed this
It was
round.
introduced, but it was not signed off on by any of the legislators.
Okay, so I respect the decision that was made by the people who voted for it to be introduced. And if it comes back before me, I will consult with my constituents about what their decision.
You haven't heard anything one way or the other?
No.
How people favor it or disfavor?
Oh no, I know how people favor it, but you asking me how I personally feel and how I would vote, and I would vote.
Yes.
I would vote the decision of the people that I represent. Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of in favor of having the people to have a referendum on it, have a vote on it?
I would be open to any opportunity to talk to people, and I will advocate for what the people that I represent would want.
Do you have a personal opinion?
I don't.
All right. We want to welcome Jacqueline Cummings, Kayla Gibson, Erica, Nikita, and they have some statements and questions. We've just covered the one on crime. Ms. Gibson says, do you have ideas on blight education within the communities and creating solutions for community development, such as creative placemakings?
Hey Kaya, how are you?
Oh, Kaya.
No,
Thanks for the correction.
no, I'm just saying
But,
because Kaya has created a whole program around teaching people about housing and structures, and it's really cool. And I hope that she's able to share that widely with people.
Mhm.
But as a community connector, I believe in tapping into when people are experts in areas, and through the work that I've been able to do with reimagining civic commons, I know how important it is um, to have placemaking and for people to feel like their community belongs to them, and that every space, public or otherwise, is open and accepting of them
Mhm.
all. So the parts that I don't know and that I'm not as well versed in, I'm hopeful that the people who are well versed will share the information and be willing to teach others so that they know more about those specific topics.
Yeah, looks like we need to have Ms. Gibson to tell us a little bit more about placemaking on a subsequent show, because I'm interested in knowing more about that. Ms. Cummings was stating some additional information on the association that's not meeting, the one that you mentioned. She says people are afraid.
Oh,
They're afraid. There is an association, but people are afraid. Wade Horton says, I would like to know, will she be a vocal advocate for transit for all people in Macon, Georgia? Right now, there are some areas of town, including east, west, and north, that are underserved by transit. And also, how do you feel about expanding expanding transit to, I can't read today. It's the pollen, y'all. Expanding transit to other areas of town that are underserved.
oh, yes, I 100% agree that we should expand services. Being in a neighborhood that is also underserved, I have seen so many opportunities for transit to improve. I can say that I am happy that they did add that short, the small buses or the
Yeah,
vans.
it's only for limited area though. We'll have another
Okay,
conversation
well, we
with
need to
Wade
know.
about that. But yeah, Donis Bryant, Commissioner Donis Bryant, is someone still on the line? Sounds like they're uh, as we're hearing the ambulance and everything else. But anyway, um, Commissioner Donis Bryant, hi to you. And Shakita Maxwell is on, and she says, why do you think that you are the voice for District 5 when your values do not align with District 5, especially Unionville?
I'm not sure as to how someone else would be able to tell me what my values are when my work has proven my values. And the work that I've done has been regardless of funding, has been regardless of any accolade. I mean, one of my firmest and beliefs is there's no limit to what a man can do if he doesn't mind who gets the credit. And continue, I mean, and doing the work based off of just what I believe God is leading me to do. And so I would be happy to share what my values are. Um yeah. So
Okay.
I thank you for coming on. Your time is about almost
Yeah,
up.
it is. Chevis Perry says, good afternoon. He's there. Carlton, with District 5 being majority Black and that's been left out of many projects by the last commissioner that held the position. What are you going to do to earn the trust and votes? And that's a really pertinent question. So if you could do it really quickly.
Well, just as an added reminder, I'm Black. Been Black all my life, and I have not had. And then, I mean, I have not lived a privileged life my entire life, and so I still live in a very underserved community, and I have never had a problem talking to people. I actually believe that my ability to hear people, to understand people, is heightened by my degree in counseling. It also helps me to remember that I need to ask people what happened to you versus what's wrong with you, and that helps me to value everybody's voice regardless of um, the behavior or the personality that's coming towards me.
Okay. All right. Pastor Lisa has joined us. And I hope that I did not miss calling any, because I do love acknowledging the people who take the time to come and listen in to the show, and those who make comments in the chat. We've had a very, very active chat today, which is wonderful. Y'all, next week we'll have the other person who's in the runoff, and that's Mr. Ed Foster, and he will have 30 minutes, and I hope that we will have as active a chat as we have had today. I'm going to give you just a minute to close us out by saying whatever you'd like to say to the folks who are listening that could convince them to support you in this runoff.
I am oh, I just saw one more comment. And I appreciate that. I know that it is important to delineate between kinfolk and skinfolk, and I am definitely somebody who continues to work for, and I don't expect people to just see me and say, okay, well, this is the person that I'm going to vote for. If you have an opportunity, look me up, research me as much as you would like to, and then I'm open to the opportunity to talk to anybody. The best way to get in touch with me is through my Facebook page. I would put my phone number. I mean, it's public, but my phone number, I'll give it to everybody here to share it. But please reach out. I'm happy to share more about the work that I've done and the work that I intend to do. And so, if you'll give me an opportunity, I'd love to serve you.
All right. Thank you very much. May Barry is in the chat. Charlia Foster, my church member, is there. And Pastor Lisa has joined us. We want to thank you so very much. I know we need more time to go into some other topics, but we appreciate you being here. And so we're going to let Herbert as yeah, but we've got another guest that we've got to.
Just take a second.
Okay, Herbert, we're right in the middle of the show. Y'all see him. Boy, I tell you, I'm going to have to retrain him. I'm going to have to retrain him. While he's getting that, what Herbert likes to do when we have a guest is to make sure that we get some good pictures, and then he posts it to let the general public, those who are our friends on Facebook, know who our guests were. And so he's doing that now. And once he, y'all, this is live Facebook. Thank you very, very much. That was Miss Andrea Cook, who is one of the candidates in the runoff for Commission District 5. Early voting is going to start, and then we will have the election on April 14th. And coming to the stage, if we can get Herbert back over there, Pastor Lisa, y'all gonna have to pray for Herbert.
I love
To
for
pray
people to pray for me. Everybody
you
pray
gotta
for me.
pray for him. Gotta pray for him. Our next guest, we just really we do. I'm like Patrick. We need to expand and have a couple of hours because these candidates, we have so many things we want to ask, and they want to give you the benefit of an extended answer, and so we just have to work it out later on. Our next very special guest traveled here today. She is a college professor and she had a class, but she found out that we were interested in having her to come as a guest on Ask Elaine. So she got on the road after her class ended, her college class, Herbert. Mm-hmm. And she drove down here through that traffic. And this is a lady that I've wanted to meet. I've got some information on her, and I was sharing it with those who are friends with me on Facebook and asking others to share it, because you will recall that there were two Democrats who flipped Republican seats on the Public Service Commission. Public Service Commission is the one that's responsible for allowing or not allowing rate increases and other kinds of things that you never thought about public service having some say in. Broadband, access to the internet, a number of different things are a part of what Public Service Commission does. And so we're just so happy to have with us today none other than, are you Doctor? Professor Angela Presley.
Thank
and I
you
get that
so-
right?
You got it. Absolutely correct. That's correct.
And we just want to welcome you to Macon. We know
Thank
you're going to
you.
be in and out plenty, and we do appreciate you making that
absolutely.
extra effort. This is my sidekick, Herbert, over there.
Hi,
and
Herbert. How are you?
How you doing, Professor?
Doing good.
But anyway, we are so happy that you made it, and we're going to give you time to introduce yourself. Tell us what you want us to know about you, and then we'll go into Public Service Commission and why you want to run for Public Service
Absolutely.
Commission.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Commissioner Lucas, for inviting me here. I was delighted, especially having seen all the things you were promoting about me on Facebook. And I was like, who's that wonderful lady giving me this airtime?
Lady.
Yes. And so I heard through the grapevine that I must come here. So it's a delight to be here in Macon. And especially, I'm happy that you invited me during the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of a better. So I'm looking forward after this interview to go down and enjoy downtown Macon and the cherry blossoms. I can't wait to see them.
Herbert, you might want to take them and introduce them to some different people afterwards.
Yes,
that might be
Herbert.
dangerous with Herbert. Anyway,
yes.
it's great having you. And tell us just a little bit more. Anything else you want us to know about your background? Because people always ask who your people is.
Yeah, who's your people?
That's
the thing about living in the South. You have to know who mommy and daddy them are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was actually raised in South Carolina, and I moved to Georgia specifically to open a PR business.
Mm-hmm.
So that was during the Olympics. And so I've served numerous corporations like Public Supermarket, the Kroger Company, Escalap and B. Braun out of Germany, and a number of Fortune 500 companies. And what I do for my clients is I assess public interest when they're developing various projects. And so for the past, I would say 13 years, I've been involved in waste to energy and had been working on a solar project, which is why when I became interested in the Public Service Commission and how they regulate solar and other applications for energy. I'm also the president of Keep Cop Beautiful. I'm on the board of Wellstar, so that's the hospital in our area, regional hospital. And I'm on the board of Kiwanis of Greater South Cop. So you probably know Kiwanis is an international.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot in the realm of service and leadership, aside from, owning the business and being in business for the past over 20 years. I won't say exactly how. I don't want to date myself in that way.
He won't.
I don't want to date, but I'm also on a preservation board for historical landmarks as well.
Yeah.
So, and my work at Clark Atlanta University, Go Panthers, has been to teach business communication and intro to business. So what I'm teaching my students is essentially what I practice. So I'm teaching them data analytics, public input, even some AI conversion, because that is the world we're living in this fourth industrial revolution. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I enjoy, I consider myself an environmentalist. So I like to spend a lot of time hiking and cycling and, just being outdoors.
Well, I'm an environmentalist, but I spent enough of that time as a child hiking in Bellevue in the woods there. But
so
anyway,
did I. So did I. Spent a lot of times
yeah.
traipsing in the woods that I wasn't supposed to go in. While my parents were away. So.
Yes. Yes. My brothers and sisters and I spent a lot of time walking down the creek. We really should not be here today.
We shouldn't.
From what we did, all of that, those adventures that we would rush and finish our chores and then take off down, a lot of different places, Herbert.
Commissioner, why are you running for this post?
So I mentioned that I worked on waste to energy and also a solar project. So I was actually lobbying one of my commissioners on the board, looking for ways to integrate solar into our area. And so as I started to pay more and more attention, I realized that ratepayers, the people who pay their electric bill, who pay their gas bills, were being ignored. And at times they were antagonized, they were ridiculed. And at that point, I was really disappointed because I expected so much more from the people on the dais. I really did. And so once I saw it, it was hard to look away. You know how you talk about politics and you're rah, rah, let's get them. And I thought, if I'm going to talk about this, I'm either going to do something about it or I'm not going to say anything. And I just couldn't look away at that point.
So what do you want to do if you're elected?
So because, the ratepayers had been ignored, I want to listen to the ratepayers. I want to be accountable to the ratepayers. So, of course, I would represent District 5. However, everyone votes for me. So it's a state.
In the entire state who's a registered voter can vote in this, just like we could in those other two races.
Absolutely.
That flipped from Republican to Democrat. And it has made a difference already. So you're proposing to be that third person on there who makes that difference.
Absolutely.
But everybody can vote for in that public service commission race.
Yes.
What I want to know any specifics things that you want to do if elected?
Absolutely. So as Ms. Lucas was saying, it's a statewide race, which means that all of you can vote for me. And so I feel obligated to serve all of you. So I intend to visit all 5 districts. I've seen a lot of discrepancies or heard a lot of discrepancies in people's power bills and also in brownouts throughout Georgia. So I'd like to visit all 5 districts to evaluate what's broken in the grid, but also housing. Housing stock in Georgia is very old. which means that a lot of the energy people are consuming is escaping. So that means more production, right? More production means that we need more energy, and the energy costs then are escalated. And we want the energy costs to go down. We don't want to spend all of our money on our oil or on our gas and electric bill. We just don't want to do that. And it shouldn't be a luxury. It's a necessity. And so it's been so high. If we can fix the grid, if we can get some weatherization, that will bring the bills down. But not only that, we need more resources from the monopoly to fix these things. They're really only doing 1.5 million. And that's because no one cares. What the commission had been doing prior to these new elected officials is just giving a rubber stamp to the monopoly, which means that there's not
power.
I'm glad you can say it.
Georgia Power, I can say it.
Go ahead and
Georgia
say it.
Power.
We're
Georgia Power.
trying to bring clarity to it so the radio listeners or
Yes.
the audience could understand. Number one, I don't even believe we call that your name.
Angela Presley. She
said
did
her name.
introduce me. Yes,
Okay.
and I did say
And
it.
All
we
right.
need to say
All
that
right.
several times.
I am.
Yeah.
I will.
What people
And let
do,
me put it in the chat. Let's
Do
see if
it.
I could put that in the
That's
chat.
great. That's great. And yeah, Angela Presley,
Yes.
Pressley, and she's running for the Public Service Commission.
District
and we're
5.
District 5, but we all can
Representing
vote.
everyone. Yes.
Representing
that's
everyone.
Angela, like Angela Davis.
Oh, I always admired Angela Davis.
So
Always.
I'm
And I
trying
had
to
an
make the
afro.
connection.
I had an afro like hers.
Right, but what I'm
yes.
what I'm trying to do is make a connection with the people that listening
Yes.
when they think of when they go in the Public Safety Commission and vote for Angela.
Yes. I tell them press Presley.
Right.
Angela
Presley.
Press Presley.
Press Presley.
We very soon will have, just as soon as our Board of Elections.
And you used to have an afro?
I did in high school.
Just
It
as
was
soon
bad, as they
as
say.
our Board of Elections issues that or distributes the sample ballot that will have all of the races that everybody will be voting in, we will make copies of those available, and you will be able to come by EL High School Academy, 624 Shirling Drive in the Northeast Plaza Shopping Center, and get sample ballots for yourself, for your neighbors, for your church members, for your fraternity, sorority members, for any and all that you feel you want to help. Neighborhood association presidents can also come by. And we will have those available for you because there'll be a lot of races on the ballot. And we don't want you to miss this public service
please.
Commission.
Angela
race.
Presley.
Yes, Angela Presley. And please vote down ballot. Don't
Oh,
stop
all the way.
until you see my name, Angela Presley. Don't
Right.
stop until you see my
Right.
name. But as I was mentioning, we need more resources from the monopoly, because really they're only dedicating about 1.5 million a year, and we definitely need more of that for resources for our seniors and for our underserved communities in terms of being accountable to everyone who are ratepayers of Georgia Power.
Right.
Can Georgia Power make contributions to the Public Service Commissioners?
Oh, they do.
Why do you think
hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Republicans that have had a stronghold on the seats on the Public Service
Commissioner
Commission?
Lucas, I was trying my best to get Angela to give her opinion on it.
And I was trying to give some information. So hold on. You want to?
Well, listen. Now,
I want them to hear from Angela.
I'm not in an echo chamber. We see Commissioner Lucas understands what has happened too. But yes, for 20 years, those contributions have made those commissioners what we call captured. They're captured.
Yeah.
So once you feel obligated, you feel indebted, right? Once you take those funds, and so you vote in the way of your contributors, and that's what has happened, which is why the electorate ratepayers have been ignored to this point.
Right. Let me say this. They will make contributions, the, as you call it, the monopoly, Georgia Power, and the other utility companies
Yes.
will make contributions to everybody. They will make more to the people that they think are going to be there and are going to be more amenable to their way of thinking and give them higher rate increases. And that in the past has been the Republicans. However, don't think that they're not going to make contributions to the Democrats who are running as well. That's the way they play the game, but they will give more to those that they feel will have a greater chance. That is why we have got to support our candidates, the ones that we know are going to be on our side and will be there before the as a part of the commission, speaking on our behalf and saying no to these requests for these rate increases. And my husband is an example of someone who receives contributions from a number of folks, but that does not keep him from saying, no, you're wrong. I'm not voting against my people for this. And if your contribution is contingent upon my voting for,
No.
that does not work.
No.
So what we have got to do, Herbert, is to support, give that additional support to those folks that we know are going to do a good job, because Georgia Power is going to continue contributing to anybody and everybody that they think that they can have in their pocket. So,
Absolutely. Including the General Assembly, who make the laws that can protect us, that we can follow at the commission. The other pillar of my platform is that clean energy lowers bills.
oh yeah.
If we can get more solar and battery storage, we can lower the bill because it's less expensive. It's cheaper than oil and gas. And you guys have seen the $16 billion that the commission awarded to
the monopoly, Georgia Power, I can say. And Georgia Power.
Right? What they've done. But that's just 16 billion. It's really 50 billion to build oil and gas plants as well as gas lines. So Georgia Power owns the gas plants and the gas lines, which means our electric bill goes up and our gas bills go up. And anytime that they build capacity to serve us, the ratepayer, they come back to the commission to recover what they build in a bill. Yeah. So we get the bill for what they build. That's what. That's how it works. But if we can get solar and battery storage, we can have clean energy, less methane and CO2, because you don't get those emissions with the renewable energy. Yeah. Also, this is what I tell my students. Listen, guys, there is an economic benefit to solar and battery storage. All new constructions in solar and battery storage is 50% of solar, 30% of battery storage is where construction is, which means my students can have work and high-paying jobs. That's the way the rest of the country is going, and Georgia needs to catch up. So if I'm on the seat, I can advocate, the three of us, we can have more solar. The other thing about that is in an event like Storm Helene, when we lose power, it's a blackout at that point, right? People who have their medications. I met a woman, she had $200,000 worth of medication in her refrigerator and lost it. You know, had a lot. Yes. Yeah. But if we had that battery storage backup, we could use that. Not only that, if we were allowed virtual solar, like rooftop solar, and if Georgia Power would invest more in the renewables like solar and lower the barrier, not make it so high to get it, then there's net metering. So when we are good stewards of our energy, we can get credits back for it. They could buy it back. So there's so many applications that are much better. Now, we're not saying we can totally eliminate it at this part because because of the infrastructure, but we can certainly accelerate it and go into a transition that's going to keep us more healthy than oil and gas, these
Right.
gas plants.
Right. Shakita Maxwell has a question. What is your political party affiliation?
Shakita, I'm a Democrat. Since I was voting age, I've been a Democrat.
And
Shakita.
Angela used to have an afro.
Yeah, and I used to wear a fro. It was, I would say it was good. And my first movie was Pam Grier's Sheba Baby. At the
All
drive
right.
at the drive-in.
Dean Parker has joined us.
Yeah.
Errol Billingsley has joined us. I'm trying to make sure that everybody.
I see Patrick.
David. Patrick
Hi,
is
Patrick.
the world's best statistics man.
Yes.
And I'm surprised that he hadn't put anything on here about energy, because whenever we have on a guest that's talking about a topic, then he shares information, whatever the numbers are. But he probably, this is a real compliment to you, because you've given so much good information and you know your stuff. So Patrick doesn't feel like he needs to share anything, but Patrick is on top of
Yes.
Angela.
Well, I'm always willing to listen, because that's really the bedrock of research, which is my background. You have to listen until you see the big picture. When you dig deep, like I have, because I've been going down to the commission and advocating for us, because I did observe that, the disrespect. I said, let me learn more. I've talked to interveners, I've talked to staff, and staff agrees that we should be doing more renewables, but they haven't been allowed. They've been outvoted at every turn. And we want to give them advocates on the board who will listen to them, right? They're there. They've been there for years, and wanting to see change to help us, because it is a public service commission. It is not the
You're
commission, right?
You're right. You're right. Herbert, you have one more question, because we're about to run out of time.
Angela.
This 30 minutes goes by fast, doesn't it?
So let me ask you this. How much money have you raised thus far? All this is public information.
This is public information.
Yes.
Let me tell you how much I need to raise.
Could
I tell you that?
Could you tell me how much you have raised?
Not enough. This is going to it's going to take over $200,000.
But how much have you raised thus
Well,
far
that's kind of unfair. She says
it's
that
all
she's
public. It's public
it
information.
will be public when she files the campaign disclosure, and we'll all know
in April.
But she says that she needs $200,000, which needs to come from all of us here in the state of Georgia who support. Now, Patrick Davis says, I am very impressed with Angela Presley for Public Service Commission. That
I
is
am impressed too. I still want to know how much she raised.
And Herbert Denard, do the campaign disclosure. That's
in April.
Herbert, she's in competition with others to raise money. And so you don't really put it out there until you're ready to put it all in the formal presentation on your campaign disclosure. So if y'all want to contribute to Angela Presley for Public Service Commission, just we're going to put that information in the chat here.
Great.
So get that information and go to her webpage, go to her Facebook page, and you can get the information as to where you can send a contribution. These are the kinds of candidates we need to be supporting.
Absolutely.
Yes. And if I may make one last point on my pillar, is that the other thing I think is important to do is monitor the data centers and their environmental impact.
Oh, yeah.
Many of them are in a moratorium. And so kudos to our electorate, our citizens, for fighting back. You see the power of it. Last year, in 2025, the two new commissioners won by 60%.
Yeah.
Right? So these data centers Some of them, they're here. They're here. But we need to understand what the environmental impact is
Absolutely.
so that they can be good stewards. As I said, a good corporate citizens. As I said, all my clients, listen, you have to be a good corporate citizen. These are the things you need to reinvest in. This is what you are benefiting from in the community. So you owe it to the community. If you pillage the community, they have nothing else to offer you.
That's right.
And we're at a time of inflation that we cannot foot the bill for the data centers. And there are applications that can power them without oil and gas. And so I just want to encourage everyone to go to my website, which is Presley.
I knew I was supporting the right person when I decided to support you, because I've been asking at our water board for a presentation on data centers, and they just keep moving it, pushing it down the road. We're going to talk some more about water.
Yes,
too,
water is a
because
huge.
that's one of those things that we're having some issues with. Oh, goodness, y'all. The time just goes by. We'll see you again next Wednesday, 3 p.m. for another edition of Ask Elaine.